you know, it used to be a huge struggle. Like when you go from having that be all you do for a decade to not doing that. Like competing is what drives you, right? Like every day. To not have to do that took a long time for me to get used to. And it's probably why someone like FNS ended up going back to playing. You know, he thought he was done and he ended up streaming, and he couldn't have even been more successful streaming. Like he had so much success, but it still wasn't enough. Like the itch to play again as an ex-player is ridiculous. It is so hard. I was actually depressed for a while. It took a long time for me to like work through that. Like what happened to his brand that first run in streaming, like you only get a couple momentum moments like that as a content creator, and like it's pretty important to strike on those, and he did. He put in the hard work for that. But he doesn't know if like, what if he retires from being a pro player in a year and a half, and by that time Benkai has retired, Boaster has retired, fucking someone else in NA has retired. Like what if like some random person like Jogma retires, and they're all co-streaming and they all have big brands? Like, yeah, he would still be able to pull like a good amount of viewership, but he would lose that to an extent. I hope that makes sense.
Makes a point.
It's definitely an opportunity cost, this decision.
Yeta J versus Alpha.
Like, I respect the fuck out of this decision, actually, from FNS. I totally get it.
I would say two things. One, you have to follow your heart. That's for damn sure, because you can't half-ass anything. And two, people are saying, is it relatable for me? I think the difference for me is that even when I was a pro, I always streamed. Like, throughout my entire pro career, I was streaming like the majority of the time. When I would go boot camp, I would stream. When I was at home after practice, I would stream FPL, Rank S. So I've been doing it for a long ass time, and it was something I enjoyed to do regardless. So when I switched over to streaming, the part that I miss is playing in front of an audience, playing on stage, but I don't miss practicing. That's for damn sure. I don't miss the stress of losing. I don't miss traveling every weekend, at least in Counter-Strike. I do miss, you know, I don't know. I miss the upside. I don't miss the downside. So, yeah. But I think for John, like, I agree with what Sean's, the point he's making here 100%. I think it's a big thing for him to give up and go back to being pro. And I think it's got to be because that's where his heart's at. Because his stream was popping off for sure. And he made the valid point of, like, arguably, he should have probably kept pursuing that. But he didn't because he wants to compete. I respect the hell out of it as well, because that's not an easy thing to pass up on. Same with Sam as well. Like, I imagine they'll still stream, and they should. But like, I agree with Sean. They're making a sacrifice to compete, 1000%. But with that being said, I hope Finesse and Sam use this to their advantage in the negotiations of their new contracts. Like, going back, they should be asking for way more money because they're giving up way more money. And I hope they use that to their advantage because they have a lot more to bargain with now.
This is a very familiar...
Especially because NRG are playing poorly, especially because they're both thriving.
And they're fighting for
they have a lot of
However,
negotiating
the numbers
power.
are on Team Heretic's side. They have never lost